Yo, how's it going guys? So Melbourne is currently transitioning into winter and lately it's been getting a bit nippy. If you can't tell, I have the heater on right now and having a hot drink in this kind of weather just hits different. At the moment, it looks like the weather's averaging around like 16 degrees Celsius. So I thought it'd be cool to share with you guys 5 pieces that I always reach for when the weather gets a bit colder. Something also worth mentioning is that Melbourne doesn't get as cold as other countries. I've been to Japan in December and it was averaging around 5 degrees. It's actually freezing. So in Melbourne, you can get away with a lot of thinner layers. But first, I'm gonna enjoy my coffee. Cheers. So before we begin, something I like to look out for when we do transition into winter is the importance of layering. Not only does layering give your outfit more texture and dimension, it also helps you regulate temperature, which I find really important, especially in Melbourne. Like if you're walking around and it's pretty cold, you move into a cafe where they have the heater cranked up, you want to be able to just like take a jacket off and feel comfortable. But anyways, let's begin. Alrighty, starting off with the first piece and probably my most worn piece, it's the Uniqlo C Sweatpants. I wear these so much that I have 2 in grey and 1 in black, and I'm honestly considering getting another pair, but I'm in love with how comfortable they are, how easy they are to wear, and the cut of them makes them feel slightly more elevated than your regular track pants. I feel that this can turn a simple outfit into something slightly more elevated. These have a straight cut, they're on the wider side, and for 60 bucks a piece, they're pretty affordable, so definitely a staple for when the weather gets colder. The next piece that I always reach for is an underrated base layer. It's the Uniqlo Airism t-shirt. Now, you may be thinking, why would you go for the Airism t-shirt? Isn't it made for like warmer weathers? Which, yes, I agree, it's definitely really good when it gets hot. However, something to think about when the weather does get colder is regulating your temperature when you're moving around. So an example of this and why I love this t-shirt so much is when I move from an outdoor setting into an indoor setting, I usually overheat pretty quickly. So having the option to take off my layers and just having this underneath, which helps regulate my temperature, is definitely a game changer. Also, because it's a boxier and oversized fit, there's more fabric, so I feel like it keeps you warmer when you have a layer on top. But for 25 bucks, you really can't go wrong with this t-shirt, and it should be a staple for everyone's wardrobe. The next piece I want to talk about is actually a recent pickup from Japan, and it's the Uniqlo Harrington jacket. When it comes to colder weather, the outer layer definitely does the heavy lifting. And this jacket, I feel, is light enough for when you're indoors, but also warm enough for when you're outdoors. I try to opt for this jacket over wearing something like a hoodie. I feel like this looks a bit more put together than if you're wearing a hoodie. And because it's a jacket, it's really easy to take on and off, so that when you are trying to regulate your temperature, this makes it super easy and it looks super nice. The next piece I want to talk about is the Salomon XT6 Goretex. I featured this a lot in my previous videos because it's just my favorite shoe. It's super easy to wear, like I can slip it on really easily. We don't do shoelaces here. And because the outer layer is Goretex, it's pretty resistant to the seasons. If you know Melbourne, you know that the weather gets pretty unpredictable, not to mention they look super cool. And basically, yeah, that's why I always wear these shoes. Now, the last piece, and probably my favorite piece, is this Daniel Simmons merino wool sweater. This piece is definitely on the pricier side, and I had to save up and sell a few pieces just to justify getting it, but now that I have it, I absolutely love it. So the fit is a really oversized chunky knit style, and the length sits at a perfect height where if you're wearing an underlayer, you can see that layer too. I feel like that detail adds a little bit of character to your outfit. The sleeves are on the slightly longer side. I do have them rolled up most of the times just so I don't get it like hanging over my hands. But if I do roll it down, it keeps my hands extra warm and toasty. Moving on to the functionality side of it, it's made of 100% Australian merino wool. And according to the internet, merino wool is a miracle fabric because it's good at regulating temperature and it's antimicrobial, which means it keeps me warm but not too warm, and I don't have to wash it, which is one less thing I need to wash. But yeah, I'm absolutely absolutely in love with this piece. I try to wear it as often as I can. Everything down to the material and the detail is super premium, and I do not regret getting this purchase. And I'm actually planning on wearing this for date night later with Jolie, which I'll see you there. We'll have to see the Michael Jackson movie first, then dinner. We're walking to dinner. Just finished the Michael Jackson movie. What are your thoughts? I liked it. It was really good. Listening to Michael's song live is pretty great. Not that I watched it live, like at the cinemas. Watching it, listening to it in the cinemas is crazy. Anyways, we're running late for dinner. That's it. A meal done, date night done. That's probably it for the video. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.